Welcome back, everyone. This will be my video for that new Spider-Man No Way Home Green Goblin first look that just released. There was also a leaked trailer that just dropped in the last couple of days you may have seen in your feeds. I'll address that too. Yes, it was an actual trailer. People are always confused when leaks drop because sometimes they're just fan creations. This time, it was an actual leaked trailer. I'll talk about the Green Goblin first look first, then I'll talk about the leaked trailer footage. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Quick shout out to my friends at Verizon and AMC Plus who asked to sponsor this video. They're hosting the first ever The Walking Dead digital autograph signing today with actors like Norman Reedus. You can register for an opportunity to get a free limited edition Walking Dead digital autograph card. There'll be autographs from Daryl Dixon himself, the other actors like Maggie, played by Lauren Cohan, Carol, played by Melissa McBride, and Jerry, played by Cooper Andrews, this week. Each day you'll be able to sign up to win, so I'll put a link in the description for their website so you can check that out. So recently in the past few days, you may have seen a ton of posts featuring the new Green Goblin all over your feeds. We saw the classic pumpkin bombs from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies in that last Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, and the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin laugh is very iconic. At the time, most of us assumed that meant that he would be in the movie in some way, and the reason why they just didn't show him on screen was because it was one of the few things that had not leaked out. And the whole reason why they gave us that Alfred Molina Dr. Octopus scene was because he himself literally revealed that he was in the movie. Like, no, I'm definitely in it. Much to Kevin Feige's chagrin. But the whole idea was that he was from the same alternate universe as Dr. Octopus and had long since died when Dr. Octopus showed up in Spider-Man 2, so there were just a lot of questions about what was going on with Green Goblin in the movie. I will explain how it's possible for Doctor Strange's spell to effectively bring him back to life, even though it only seems like it's bringing him back to life. That's not exactly what Doctor Strange's spell is doing. It's all about the new rules of how the multiverse and different timelines work that Marvel's using for the MCU. But if you watch the Loki series, you already have all the information you need to understand how that works. The actual confirmation on Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin and his look comes from a couple different people inadvertently working together without actually working together. It all started a little while ago with a Reddit post from an administrator of one of the subreddits explaining what some of the returning characters like Green Goblin, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield were supposed to look like during the movie when they appear. Then separately, another totally unrelated artist revealed the actual look with some concept art, and you can see he's actually got the same vibe as Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus. Both of them have the exact same basic costume from their Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies with a few minor additions, like there was a new preview of Dr. Octopus where it looks like he actually has Iron Man tech integrated with his octopus arms. Don't worry, I'll explain that in a separate video. That's like a whole different thing. Because longtime fans who've been following the movie news for years and years now might remember that they originally wanted to tie Iron Man's origin in the first Iron Man movie to Dr. Octopus and have him be the one to have created Dr. Octopus's arms. But way back when they made that first Iron Man movie in 2008, Sony wasn't so keen to work with them on stuff like this, so they basically had to remove that aspect out of the story. But this is what Green Goblin is supposed to look like, at least later in the movie, because Doctor Strange's spell is grabbing them all for moments right before their deaths. So it's the same basic Green Goblin armor that he wore during the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie, and you notice he's repaired a lot of the damage to his Green Goblin suit from their final fight. What it seems like they've done here is at some point in the movie he repairs most of the damage to his suit, like you see these extra metal yellow pieces and tech on top of his old Green Goblin suit. He also adds a very comic book accurate Green Goblin strap to hold his pumpkin bombs and other gear. Fans of the classic Spider-Man comics will probably recognize some of these Easter eggs a little bit easier. Like, why is he riding around with a strap? Doesn't he have all this technology? Well, it's because that's the way he did it in the original comics. The whole idea with some of the minor changes they're making to some of these Sinister Six characters like Jamie Foxx's Electro and giving him yellow lightning is to make them more accurate to the classic versions of the Sinister Six characters. Also, big deal here, he's not wearing the helmet, he's got these goggles. The goggles almost look exactly like Dr. Octopus's goggles from Spider-Man 2. But there's no helmet in sight, so either it's destroyed or he's just not using it during the movie. And I think that's actually kind of cool, because now you can see his face during fight scenes. And part of the whole brilliance of Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin performance was the way he would flip from Norman Osborn to Green Goblin on a dime. Like the scenes of him talking to himself in the mirror, and you don't really get that when he's wearing the helmet, so taking the helmet away just gives Willem Dafoe more room to actually act. This is a clip of him talking about that. He actually really loved playing Green Goblin and Norman Osborn.
I loved in Spider-Man, particularly playing the double role. Everybody thinks about the Green Goblin, and that was fun. But the more interesting role was probably the father, because Norman Osborn, because you could play these scenes where it would switch from comedy to drama in a line. I think of the scene where they have like a Thanksgiving dinner.
There we are.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Norman, will you do the honors?
There's a couple of scenes that still make me laugh because they're so double-edged, and they go back and forth between being really heavy and really kind of silly.
If you remember a couple months ago, people were asking him about being in the movie too, and he said, I prefer to let the work speak for itself. You know, when that comes out, it'll come out. People will see what happens. It was his way of talking around the question without trying to confirm or deny anything. Like, we know what's up. We know you're going to be in there somewhere. But based on these multiple different sources, it does seem like the pumpkin bombs in the trailer, the trademark laughter, are not just smoke and mirrors. There's still a version of Mysterio out there. Whether you think that Quentin Beck Mysterio somehow faked his death, there's still a lot of theories about that, or it's William Ginter Riva pretending to be the second version of Mysterio because he has all of Mysterio's technology. During that scene of Dr. Octopus fighting Spider-Man in the Iron Spider suit on the George Washington Bridge, a lot of people wondered if there was some smoke and mirrors going on, and it was just Dr. Octopus fighting Spider-Man, or if Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin was also part of this fight, and they were just editing the trailer to mess with your heads. Marvel does that all the time, even though technically Sony are the people releasing the Spider-Man trailers. But regardless of who else is in this particular bridge fight scene, it does seem like Willem Dafoe himself is in the movie as this more comic book accurate looking version of his Green Goblin from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. The whole reason he can be alive now in present day, when we saw him die, there was a funeral. They clearly implied in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 movies that he died. Harry Osborn even took up the mantle briefly in Spider-Man 3. It's all because when Doctor Strange weaves his spell to make people forget that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, the spell is so powerful that it's like getting rid of a spider in your house by having a contractor come in and replace most of your house with totally different materials. It's meant to be big-time overkill, which is how they're justifying all the craziness with the Sinister Six characters from the other universes. He thinks that Doctor Strange is fixing his problem by replacing people's memories with bits of alternate timelines and universes, but really it just makes things worse. Everyone he's ever loved or ever met, the Avengers, everybody forgets about him. And Benedict Cumberbatch basically confirmed that during the movie, Spider-Man goes off the rails again trying to undo what they just did. That's kind of what's going on with all the scenes of Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange in the trailer. Like, it's not an evil version of Doctor Strange that Spider-Man's trying to stop. It's a local man ruins everything situation, but Spider-Man making it worse, and Doctor Strange trying to be kind of a parent to him, disciplining him to keep him from doing something that will make everything even worse. Talking about that leaked trailer footage that you may have seen recently in your feeds before Sony took it down, the past couple of days there was an actual new version of the trailer that leaked out. It was about 40 seconds long and featured a bunch of new scenes. Most of them had unfinished special effects, but it was an actual trailer. One of the new scenes was of Doctor Strange's Cloak of Levitation grabbing Spider-Man mid-air during one of their scenes when they were going up against each other, wrapping itself around him to just stop him. Most of you probably see where I'm going with this. If you watched Marvel's What If series where Spider-Man got the Cloak of Levitation, it's literally exactly like that, but in live action. The reason why he gets the cloak is just a little bit different, but the effect is the same. Call him Dr. Mr. Spider-Man, Strange Spider-Man. In Spider-Man No Way Home, you could make the comparison to Avengers Infinity War with the way Doctor Strange used the Cloak of Levitation against Thanos. So during their big fight on Titan, Doctor Strange told the cloak to stop Thanos from closing his fist so that he couldn't use the Infinity Gauntlet. This time, it's more like the cloak is grabbing Spider-Man to stop him while he's in the middle of the air between two high-rises. I can't put the clip in my video here for obvious reasons because Sony would take the video down, but we'll probably see the full version of that leaked trailer relatively soon. You may have seen that the next major Spider-Man No Way Home trailer really isn't supposed to be released for more than a couple weeks. Marvel is doing their big Disney Plus Day Comic-Con event, and that's going to be like Trailer City with a ton of new footage for all the Marvel Disney Plus series and the Star Wars series. We'll get a ton of the TV show trailers during that. Of course, I'll do videos for all those, but Sony will probably wait till right after that, like the week after, maybe a little bit later, to release that next big Spider-Man trailer. But whenever they do release it, of course I'll do a video for it. There's supposed to be a new Morbius trailer, probably with a bunch more Spider-Man Easter eggs this Tuesday, so make sure you have alerts enabled for my channel to be the first to watch that. Don't think the Sony people forgot that Morbius was coming out. That's still coming out in January. And that'll answer a little bit more about this whole multiverse crossover on top of what happened during the Venom Let There Be Carnage post-credit scene. Everyone post all your reactions in the comments below. What do you think about this new look for the Green Goblin? I just did a video for that early Marvel What If Season 2 teaser trailer. You can click here for that, and click here for my breakdown of the new Spider-Man No Way Home Sinister Six preview. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.